Welcome everyone to week 3 of BYOB, Build Your Own Business. And we are so excited today. Monica French is going to be sharing all her crazy wealth of wisdom, you guys. She's so inspiring. Just love listening to her talk. And she is the queen of our daily method of operations list. She knows all about that. So I hope you printed off your DMO, because she's going to show us how to do this and all the things. And I'm so excited for her to share with us tonight on week 3 of BYOB. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and I am going to mute myself.
Okay, dokie. Well, I'm glad I get to share a little bit of this with you all, because, you know, a lot of times, I don't know if you all realize it or not, but one of the best things that you can do for yourself and for your business is to pour value into someone else. And when I have the opportunity to help somebody else, or to speak about these kind of things and to share that kind of knowledge, the things that I've learned, and bring value, I am inspired. It propels my business. If you need that kind of inspiration, find somebody to pour into. Find somebody to give value to. You know, we're talking about I did a couple of posts in the group about the DMO, daily method of operation. Sometimes people call it the IPA, income producing activities. Either one, doesn't matter. Basically, it's what it is. It's a system. It is a system for you to bring some kind of structure to your business and into your day, because you'll never change anything in your life until you change something that you do every single day consistently. You know, there was a story about, you can get the book it's an Audible called Eat the Frog. Has anyone ever heard the book or read the book Eat the Frog? Okay, you know, the gist of it is,
can I interrupt and share something with you really quick? I got to share this because you brought that up. I got to share this. Hold on.
You don't have the no, you don't have for the frog in the well. Are you for real? I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous. That is the most coveted warmer.
Yeah.
In Scentsy.
When I went to Summit, was it last year? No, 2 years ago, I think it was. I don't know. Anyways, Orville's speech is on here about the frog in the well, and then they gifted us these warmers.
So that is so. The value in that, you know, I mean, some were like, you know, it's just a warmer. How big a deal is that? Well, here's the thing: is when something that you do, something you pour your life into, something you pour your heart into, when it leaves your head and it lands in your heart, something like that warmer will be so incredibly valuable to you. So anyway, I'm very jealous that you have that warmer. I've tried eBay and all that. It doesn't mean the same. It's not the same, but I still would like to have the warmer. So, but anyway, the secret to our success is found in our daily routine. And so if you had a list of things you had to do, and one of the things you had to do was eat a frog, would you want to just get it out of the way? Just eat the frog first. Eat the frog first and get it out of the way. So when you can create your own list, okay? You can adjust this to fit you and your lifestyle. So you may feel like some of these things are the frog. And if it is, go at it first. Get it out of the way. Get those things done first, so you know you've done those things that are such you feel are the bigger accomplishments, the hard stuff. You've got it out of the way. You know, when you go to work, I know a lot of you have your 9-to-5s, and when we go to a job, they have a DMO. They have one for you. They are paying you to work their daily method of operation. You're going to do the things that they have on the list for you to do. You will do it, or you will not get a check for very long. So for our own self, do you realize the value that puts in this? Do you have a daily method of operation for your own self? Are you, your own business, your own dreams valuable enough that you give it a system, that you give it some structure? And that's what this will do for you. It'll give you that structure. We often go out there and we go into, we go well, maybe you don't. I may be speaking for everybody. I just have to speak for myself. I will do a million things. I will work really, 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 I want to say work hard, but sometimes I don't work smart. I've been busy all day long. I'm exhausted by the time the day is over, but I've not really truly accomplished much of anything. But I haven't stopped. I'm self-diagnosed ADD, but I think that may be a little what the problem is. So this becomes even more valuable for me because without some sort of structure, something that I make myself follow, I'm all over the place. If you had a backyard and it had 50 trees in that backyard and you had to cut those trees down, you had to get them all cut down, and you took your axe and you went to this tree and you chopped 1 or 2 times, and then you ran across to 5 trees over and you chopped 5 times on it, and then you went to another one. Would you ever get anything accomplished? But if you take that one tree and you chop, 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 chop on that one tree, it's going to fall. Then you can go to the next one and chop, chop, chop. We have a lot of intentional things on the DMO. We can go, a lot of times people get upset with what they're doing because they're just trying to run after a sale. They're just trying to run after another recruit, hoping somebody else will like my post and join my business. But you have got to divorce the outcome and marry the process, because it's the process that you do daily. And that daily routine, just like that 9 to 5 that someone has created for you to give you a paycheck. They've got you a daily routine that you're going to do daily. You're going to do it every single day. And you've got to give yourself that. Now, we all have different lifestyles, and sometimes it's going to change. Your DMO is going to change. You may have an extremely busy situation going on, or some things happening in your life that you might need something more like a 5, 5, 20, and 2. The 5, 5, 20, and 2 formula, I'll try to put this together and put it in our group also. But 5 is add 5 new friends. Give it 10 minutes and add 5 new friends. Be intentional, because you don't want to connect to just anyone and everyone. You want to be intentional. Look at their profile. Look and see who this is that you're connecting with. Because our circle, even within the virtual world, our circle is important. Who you're associating with and talking to, and the kind of things that you're going to see in your newsfeed from them. It's important what you see and what you hear, what you're feeding yourself. We need to always be feeding ourselves the good, the clean, the pure, the positive, the powerful. But that circle we're surrounded with, we need that coming from them as well. So the next thing on here on this one is 5 comments on 5 stories. Give that 10 minutes. Then 20 comments on 20 posts, give that 25 minutes. Make yourself a list of a top 25 people that you have gone to their profile. You've seen them. You've seen the way they talk. You've seen the kind of person they are, and you would love to have them on your team. Now, not everybody's going to be on your team. Some are just going to be a good customer. But they're the quality of people that you would love to work with and serve. I'd love to serve them well with great products. Put them 25 people on your list. Then when you are working your DMO every day, here on the one that you all printed, you've got some basic things that's going to happen first. Send those happy birthday messages. And I'll go back to that in just a second. But the next one says add 5 friends and start conversations. You want these conversations to be real and genuine. You're not running in there to say, hey, we have a flash sale. Deb, you ever bought Scentsy? That's not what you're wanting to do. You're wanting to create relationships. They may never buy anything from you. They may never join your team. But you see, something happens when we go about this in the right way. When we genuinely care about people, when we genuinely are creating relationships, what we really want is going to happen as well. It's just the way that it is. It's the odds. That's the way it happens. So be genuine, because at the most, if you don't get the sale, if you don't get the recruit, you've impacted somebody's life by being a friend. bringing value to them. So on your list, as you've got, your happy birthdays, I wanted to go back to that because sometimes we'll just pop in there and we've got all of our list of birthdays and we send all these, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy. That's not what you want to do either. I like to go into someone's message box and I like to use a voice message and say, I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. I may not have told you last year and I may not have talked to you over the year, but I seen today is your birthday and I just wanted to tell you, I hope it's a blessed one. Genuine, real. Now, if I go in there and I've sent them a message and I've sent them one 3 years in a row and they never said anything, I'm probably fixing to do some shuffling here with my friends, because removing friends and adding new friends every single day helps your algorithms. So that's a really good way to purge. And sometimes it may be an account that is completely, they're not even using it. They're not paying any attention. They're not even active. And that's a good way to find out. So sending those happy birthday messages have a lot of purpose. But when you send those messages, it helps your algorithms. They're going to be more likely to see your post and what's going on with you. The third one down, we talked to the second one about adding friends, starting those conversations, genuine conversations. And you may be thinking, how do I just add friends? Well, you get the friend suggestions and those are great, but I don't like to just add friend suggestions because sometimes they may be Carrie's friends and they may, they already may be her Scentsy customer. So I like to go to friends and then go about 3 generations in and I might send a few random friends requests every now and then to some good looking profiles of some people I think I would like in my circle. But the best place to get your friends is in groups. When you join groups, find something you can relate to. Find something that is, if you love horses, find you a group about horses. If you love kicking in your air fryer, I think those are kind of overpopulated, but you get my point. Go into those groups where you find some relatable conversation. When they allow me to go into a group, I immediately go to the comment, to the feed and say, I make a post and I say, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this community. I came here looking for some others who also want to this or that, or, whatever. I find a really good way of saying, thank you for allowing me in here. And you know what people are going to do when somebody does that and they sound very interesting, I'm going to go over and see what their profile looks like. Well, when they go to see what your profile looks like, before you do that, I hope you have your stories full. I hope you have some good things in your stories and some things that kind of lets them know a little bit more about you. Now, no, I'm not talking about a bunch of Scentsy ads. I don't mean a bunch of stories that shows, your flash sale screenshots of photos. I'm talking about you cleaning your stainless steel refrigerator with some counter clean, and they can't even tell what's in the bottle. But you've got a message on there that says, no streaks, finally found what works, and it smells great too. Now I'm intrigued by you. I want to connect with you. So making friends in your groups is one of the best places to make new friends. When they ask a question, now say I've got 2 different groups that I'm really focusing on, and my purpose is to make friends. I've got those 2 groups, and I go in there and somebody asks a question. It pops up in our notifications. Somebody's asked a question. I may not know the answer, but you can bet I'm going to Google and I'm going to get the answer and I'm going to be the one to answer. I'm going to become memorable. I'm going to become memorable enough that by the time I've answered several questions over time, there's somebody watching that maybe never even has asked a question, but they're watching and they're thinking, man, she really knows about all this. Well, I got it from Google, but they're going to send you a friend's request or they're going to go follow. A lot of times they'll just go follow you. And that's what you want. You want them following you so that they see what you're about. But throughout your post that you're genuine. So this helps you. You'll notice here, this as we go through this helps you not only grow your business, grow your audience. It helps you to be genuine. It helps you to be relatable. As you go through these, meet new people by commenting in 2 Facebook groups, because that's the one that we just talked about. Comment a post in a VIP group. That's basically the same thing we just talked about. This first section, as you notice, is kind of in a gray blue. All of this is about connecting. your first 60 minutes or so of your day should be about generating some connections. Okay. The next section here in red says post on your Facebook feed. That's getting your own curiosity post up, getting your, hopefully you've got your Instagram. If you're doing both, you're posting to Instagram and you've got it to where to automatically post over to your Facebook, a time saver for you. Share promos with the team and your customers. This helps you to just to organize these kind of things. Go live on your personal page. Now, I know a lot of us are like, oh, I don't like going live. Most of us don't. I don't either. But it is what it is. When you do, even if you feel like you were a flop, going live and doing that consistently generates good algorithms. It is what it is. It's what Facebook has done to us. So when you can go live about something, go live because you just cleaned your countertop and you can't believe how great it smells and how great it cleaned. Look at this, and just give it a few seconds and go live. Doesn't hurt to do that. Let's see here. Post on Facebook, follow up with 5 people, and following up with our customers. Sometimes people will purchase and they don't never hear from the person that they purchased from. How many times have you gained a customer and they said, well, I bought from so-and-so, but I never even heard back anything from her. Make sure that you're sending out a message. You should have some sort of a pre-done message. You can go to your notes and copy and paste and say thank you. Say thank you in Messenger or in a text message. Make sure that they know they're appreciated. And of course, we know all of the other follow-up things to do with those customers. Have 5 host conversations. Hosting conversations. Go to those customers that you're connected with and message them. And there's many scripts that we have, things that you can use and make it your own and have those conversations. You'd be surprised when you have those conversations, how many people are actually interested or maybe have thought about it. And you just really triggered that for them to go, you know what, I've been thinking about that. What could I get for that? Or how does that work? Invite 5 people to join your VIP group. I seen somebody earlier said, how do I grow my VIP group? Well, I think that using this is going to help you grow your VIP group because it gives you some consistency of engagement with people. And then you can literally even send them a link, maybe do some sort of a drawing or something going on in your VIP page, and you send them a link directly to that and say, I just thought I would see if you want to be included in this. I'll connect you if it interests you, or get some feedback from them, and most likely they're going to say yeah. Most people don't mind stuff like that. Now, I don't call it a group. When I talk to someone like that, I call it a community because people have group phobia. It's a word thing, doesn't mean anything. Community means the same thing, but I like to use the word community because people just seem to relate to it better. They like the word community. They don't like the word group. So that's some good verbiage for you there. As you see here on the rest, it's self-explanatory. It is. But if you were to have a really busy job, say, I don't have time to do my business, print this out and give it 90 days. Print it out, put it in a book. I don't know where my binder is. I've got a binder full of them. Put it in your binder. Take your binder with you. Yep, there's Martha's. She's got her binder. You put these in there. You can go back and see your numbers because you notice you've got points here. You can set yourself a goal. Maybe you've got a week where you feel you can give it a little bit more. Set your numbers a little higher and reach for the end of the day to have a higher number of points in each section than what you did last week. Or this week, you may be feeling like I'm going to be doing good just to do this. Set yourself some points so you hit those numbers, just so that you're hitting the goal, even if you've had to lower the goal because of a busy lifestyle. But when your life is busy, you can change this using the points. The points can help you adjust it. But if you are at work and you just like, I just really have no time, you have a bathroom break. Take your DMO with you. You have other type breaks you're usually given. Take your DMO. Get to work 15 minutes early just so that you can sit in the parking lot and work your DMO for a few minutes. If you'll do that consistently for 90 days, I believe you'll notice a difference in your engagement. You'll notice a difference in your activity. And if you're posting correctly, it's going to work for you. Now, if you're just one big sales pitch, it probably isn't going to work for you. Unfortunately, it's just not. You see, when people see the constant ads and the constant sales pitch, they just keep scrolling because they're like, I can get that from anyone. You've got to be intentional. You've got to become very relatable. You've got to become real. You've got to become memorable. Memorable. When you see someone's post, maybe they're in a different type of business. What about it intrigues you enough to stop and want to know more? Or do you just keep scrolling because it's just another one of those things? So become intentional about how you talk about your business, about how you talk about your products, and let your DMO create an engagement for you, an activity for you that draws the people to you. One story I want to leave you with, and that is, it's probably not related really, but it's about positivity, okay? Because being positive, because a lot of people will look at this and they'll look at it over and over and they'll be like, oh yeah, but that won't work for me. Oh yeah, but I just really don't get time to do all that. And they just keep doing the same old things that they've been doing. But like I said, when I started, if we don't change something in our life that we do daily, nothing's going to change. So give it 90 days. You've probably heard the story, but it just is one that's really impactful to me. And it was two men were in a hospital room. And one of them was placed over by the big picture window and the other one was over closer to the door. Neither one of them could get up and move around much. So the one that was closer to the door, every day he would say to his buddy, and the other closer by the window, he would say, tell me what's going on out there today. Tell me what it looks like. Is the sun shining? And his buddy would say, the sun is shining. There's people walking around. There's children running and skipping down the sidewalk. And he would give him a description of the day. And he would say, the sun's shining. There's a few clouds, but they keep just moving. They're moving beautifully. And it's just a beautiful day. And he would describe the day to him. Well, as time went on, the man by the window passed away. When the man by the window passed away, the man by the door, of course, was very upset. And he said, but I have one request. Would y'all please allow me to move to the other side beside the big picture window? They moved him by the big picture window and he pulled himself up and he looked and there was a big solid brick wall. Could see nothing but a brick wall through that window. He looked at the nurses and he said, oh no, something's wrong. Something's wrong. When did they build the brick wall? He said, my friend has told me all about what's going on outside. And I thought, and now I can't see. And they said, son, I don't know, but sir, your friend was blind. He couldn't see. That is the most impactful story to me, and I'm reminded of it often in my days. Our perspective is everything. Our perspective is everything. What we choose to do with our life and what we choose to do daily is up to us. We can create the life that we've dreamed of, or we can continue to do the same things that we've done day in and day out, accepting where we are and never finding anything that moves us forward, nothing that is rewarding, nothing that blesses us. But you know what? Most importantly, nothing that ever blesses anyone else or brings value to anyone else within our circle. Don't die with the music still in you, because every one of you has it. And there's somebody in your path. There's someone around you who needs it, who needs you. And our daily method of operation gives us the ability to get up on the days when we don't feel like it. When there's many days I don't feel like it. But I know that before I lay my head down at night, I have a daily method of operation. I have income producing activities and I've got to meet it. I've got to meet, even if I do a lower level, I know that I have got to stay on track, because if I don't, if I lose track, it all just kind of goes away. And then I'm climbing back up the mountain again. There's nothing worse than losing your momentum and having to climb back up that greased mountain. Every time you lose your momentum, you got to climb back up the mountain. So every day when you don't want to do your DMO, you got to remember you're building your momentum. And without the momentum, your business is dead. And there's nothing more miserable than that. But only you can create the activity that's needed to be created. Courage, we gain courage when we have the activity behind it. And this gives you that activity when you're just almost like you can't even see what's the next step on the staircase. You can blindly just do your DMO on those bad days. Just go through it and know you've got it done. Know you've done the activities, because activity creates courage, and inactivity creates fear, and it feeds miserability. And none of us are here for that. I'll give it back to you, Martha. Thanks.
That was so inspiring, so inspiring. I continually hear people are like, oh, I think I'm going to take a break. And then they're gone. You know, I go and I look at their numbers, and you know, they're not meeting their numbers. They're not where they used to be because they took a break. And I'm not saying you should never rest. That's not what I'm saying. But the kind of break that people take, they would get fired from their job if they were working at McDonald's or wherever. So I want to do a couple of these together tonight with you guys. So Monica always inspires me. She just has so much wisdom to share. Just amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So here's what I'd like for you guys to do. I would like for you guys to choose 3 customers to message. You can do it through Facebook or text message, or if you'd rather do, I say 3 customers because whenever I think, man, I need to focus on recruiting. I got to focus on recruiting, right? And so what I will do is I almost always start with my customers because they already love Scentsy, right? So what we're going to do is I want you to reach out to at least 3 of your customers, and we're going to send them a message. And I'm going to give you some verbiage that I use on a regular basis. And I had it here in front of me just a moment ago, and I have lost it. Oh, here it is. And I'll also type it in the chat if that will help you too. I'll just start by simply saying, hey, Sally, I hope you're doing well. I was just thinking about how much you love Scentsy. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever thought about doing what I do? Because I think you'd be so amazing at this. And I always end with a compliment. I always like, and you can change that verbiage to fit you. And if you don't know that person, you could say, you're always so fun, or you're always so outgoing, or something find something to compliment that person on. Something along those lines. And I want you to send that to 3 people here tonight, because I want you to see how simple this list is. Like, you know, and I've told you before, I can do this list sitting on the toilet because I have it memorized. I've done it so much. But for a while, carry it with you. I'm telling you, when I first became a consultant, I carried my consultant guide with me everywhere I went until I almost had that thing memorized. I wanted to know all the info about Scentsy, you know, and so that's what you need to do with this for a while. And mine is laminated actually, so you can just use a Sharpie, then you wipe it off and you can start clean. But I am going to put that in the that verbiage in the chat if you guys. And I want you to unmute yourself and ask any questions and let us know when you have sent your 3 messages. So I did this yesterday, and what I always do is I always create a personal shopping link for my catch-all orders from my customers. Once that gets to 500, I will go and open up another catch-all link. That way, I always have a host kit that I can share with somebody. And so I'm enrolling one of my customers tomorrow, and she orders like over 200 from me every month. So I'm going to miss those orders, but it's so much better for her to be a customer, right? So I'm super excited to be enrolling her tomorrow. And I'm sharing one of those kits with her because she is such an amazing customer. Now, typically, I will charge somebody a minimum of $25 for the kit, but she has spent so much money with me. I am going to gift her that kit. And typically what I do is I'll have them Venmo me that, depending on who it is or whatever. If I don't really know them, I'll do the 59. But once they Venmo me, I go and add them as a hostess. And so they get that enrollment link. And if anyone has any questions on that, let me know. So, all right, unmute yourself. I want to share, hear how you guys are doing on sending your text messages. If you have any questions for Monica, please unmute yourself. Tabby sent 3. Awesome, Tabby. Congratulations. Jennifer Blackman sent 3. Congratulations. Oh, Tabby, one came back, said she placed an order just before I sent her a message. Congratulations, Hope. Hope sent 3. Does anyone have any questions on the DMO? Do you have any questions you want to ask Monica? Everybody's hiding their beautiful faces tonight. I can't see anybody's faces. I love to see your faces when you're on here, guys.
I promise next week to have my camera hooked up. I'm running a fever again, but really, I wanted to thank you and Stephen for reaching out to me the last few days, because a lot of what Monica just said hit me pretty hard tonight, with you and Stephen reaching out, giving me some perspective, shift of my perspective, and all of that. I am climbing back up that mountain, so I didn't send 3 messages about joining, but I'm reaching out to customers that have continued to shop from me during my quieter months and thanking them.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're starting to move upwards and starting to get better, Kyle.
Yes, I will piggyback off kind of what Kyle was saying. Sorry, I'm trying to move to a different room because my kids are loud. That I had hit a rough patch. The burnout was strong. I was going through some stuff in my personal life as well, but thanks to Martha and even some of my Scentsy downline people reaching out to me and continually reminding me, hey, we're here for you. We love you. That is like, I have family, I have other friends, but it's something about the Scentsy family and community that like helps you come out of whatever funk that you're in with things, just because you fell off the bandwagon and your numbers aren't producing as much, you're not reaching out to your customers as much because you're kind of in a funk. knowing that those people still care about you, even though you're in that dip of your life, makes you feel good too. So I agree. Thanks for this tonight and this group. Also, I told Martha the other day, I said, it has really helped me align my business back up for this year, especially. So
Thank you for sharing that, Melissa. Appreciate it. Debbie is sending messages. Thank you, Debbie. Good luck with yours. Anyone else have anything they want to say? I just want to add to, by doing this, you took action. Like, you took that first step, and that is huge, you guys. Just taking that first step, because once you take that first step, it's just like a baby walking. It's easier for them to take the next step. Then you can start doing the whole list, okay? Because we've got you started here tonight. And when you ask somebody to join your team, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. And always remember, Scentsy is a simple system. It's based on sales, recruiting, sponsoring, mentoring other people into the business. And you need to learn to rest, not quit. Super, super important, you guys. Learn to rest, not quit when you're feeling burnt out. Super, super important. Because like Monica said, you lose that momentum, right? So I'm glad we got started on those few things tonight. And if you have any last questions, any comments, and I want you guys, if you get responses from these messages you sent, I want you to share in the Build Your Own Business group, okay? All right, any other thoughts, comments? Anybody want to say anything?
Has anyone ever worked a DMO? Any of you ever had a daily method of operation that you follow at all?
I did it I think Stephen introduced me to it right when the incentive started for vacation. And I think I did it for 2 months, and I saw 2 to 3 months, and I saw progression until I fell off the cliff.
Yeah, and 90 days, anything that we do, we need to give it 90 days before we allow ourselves to give in to the quit.
Yeah.
I've done it before too. Stephen, I think, showed it to us, and I've used it. I mean, I don't use it daily, I will say that, but I do use it often. And I usually just use it off my phone, but I did laminate it like a week ago.
Yeah. That makes me so proud.
At least using bits and pieces of it, right?
Martha,
yeah.
Oh, good. I know it's working. I'm on the computer for the very first time, so I'm like,
You sent me the updated version, I think. Is that the updated version of the updated version?
I just changed a couple things in it.
Okay, so I'll reprint it for sure.
Yeah. I'm actually using this in my presentation on Saturday. So
Oh, yay!
they asked me to talk about some income producing activities. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. So, all right. I think,
and one of the biggest things I think is just when you have something that you're committed to, knowing you check that off before you allow yourself to lay your head down at night gives you a feeling of accomplishment. Because I know every one of y'all know what that feeling is when you lay down at night and you know you didn't give it your best. You know that you are days and days and days into not doing what you knew you needed to do and what you said you're going to do. That is a miserable feeling. Yeah. So making yourself move forward with something that begins to give you that fulfilling feeling of accomplishment is going to inspire you to do more. But not only that, when you have the miserable feeling, you're like reflecting with people. People are not connecting. But when you begin to feel accomplished and when you begin to feel that energy, people gravitate to you.
Yeah.
That you will draw people to you when you begin to feel, because it creates confidence in you.
Right, right.
And people like confident, people are drawn to people that are confident about
Mhm.
what they're doing, and they want to be a part of it.
Well, I put in the chat, I put your vibe attracts your tribe. And it's so
Yes.
true. If you ever seen somebody that's negative, usually their friends are negative, right?
Yes.
And people that are positive, they're usually with other positive people. They don't want to be with the negative people. And so it's so important. First of all, I'm just going to say, keep all your problems off Facebook. And I'm not saying don't be authentic, but when sometimes I'm scrolling through Facebook and somebody ran me off the road about, and they have this whole rant, and it's like, really? You know, you're using your Facebook for that? Or what's so funny to me sometimes is like when I first joined Facebook, like 10 or 12 years ago, whatever it was, and it goes back from my post from 12 years ago, and I'm like, who is that person? Those are the funniest ones. Like, yeah, like, because Facebook, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, like 10 years ago, it said, what did you do today? And then you went and put on there what you did. I was just like, but that just came into my.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with our virtual world, if we had a brick and mortar business and you're walking down the sidewalk and the people that owns the business is standing in the door arguing, are you going in? Ever? Probably not. It will be memorable and you'll probably never go back.
Right.
It's the same way in our virtual world. You are creating an atmosphere and a reputation.
Yeah.
And you're becoming memorable one way or the other.
Or another. Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know what? People need all the positivity in today, and what everything going on in our world, people need positivity. They want positivity. So important to keep your social media positive and interesting. And I'm not saying don't be authentic. That's not what I'm saying. But sharing, like ranting on about somebody, I don't know, in your life, or somebody driving you off the road, or your ex-spouse or whatever, like nobody wants to hear that.
Right.
So-
And you can, and being authentic, I'm probably, sometimes I'm way too transparent and way too authentic. But there's one thing that I do when I'm authentic. I start with a positive. I put the mess in the middle and I end with a positive. So it's like, it's the hot dog effect. You got the bun and you got the hot dog in the middle. The bun is some positivity. The hot dog is the mess that you want to vent about. And the other side of the hot dog bun is some more positivity. So remember the hot dog effect, okay? Never have the hot dog don't belong on the outside of either side of those. You got to have the positivity. Got to hold it. Always start and end with the good.
Yes. All right. Anyone else have anything else to say, to add? You guys.
Just a funny real quick. I'm sorry. My husband was talking to me tonight. He said, babe, I'm gonna need you to start making that money again, because I can tell a difference.
You know what? It affects your confidence, right? It really does. It really does. It affects your confidence. And you know what, you guys, I want you guys, if you will, I promise you, if you guys will take this to heart, you will see a shift in your business in 3 months. If you get serious, discipline yourself. I'm telling you, you will see a difference, a huge difference. Your life can completely change in a year. How about that, Stephen? Erica? I asked them because they're newer, and I know
That's true.
your life has completely changed since they joined Scentsy 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
And just by doing that, I'll say that daily method of operations, literally. I think we make it too complicated sometimes, and
Mhm.
you just have to start with that. And
Yeah.
people give up after a month or two, but it takes time, at least 90 days.
And
That's
so
why I say at least take bits and pieces of it, right? Get comfortable with a
Right.
section of it. You don't have to be so overwhelmed, like, oh, I got to do all this today. You
Like the
don't have to
recording
do
is,
that.
right.
No.
but get familiar with it and start introducing it into your everyday habits. And it becomes something that you just get used to doing and you don't feel like you have to do it.
Right.
You're just
Right.
doing it.
Yeah, so
So-
I'm going to put this
Right.
other one that I talked about, the 5-5-22 formula. I'm going to put that one in there in the group for y'all also, because
Awesome.
it's a very simple, just 5-5-2, and
I
it's
like
talking
that.
about, just, add the friends, comment on some stories, comment on 20 posts today, and invite 2 people. I mean, it gives you some basics that you must do every day. I'd say the 5-5-20 and 2 are the must that you can't leave out every day, and it's simple, just the
Okay.
simple things.
Thank you. You guys, you deserve this. You deserve success. Love yourself enough to invest in yourself and to make this change. Love yourself enough to do that. Like, be desperate enough for a change. Sometimes you have to get so sick. The one thing I hear so much, and when I'm chatting with people, is like, man, I wish I could quit my job. I wish I could quit my job. You guys, if you would stay consistent, one day you will be able to quit your job. This business can do that for you. This is a no ceiling income business. You just got to put the time in. You have to put the time in, and you deserve it, and love yourself enough to put the time in too. And I believe in you guys.
Don't quit in the middle.
No.
Don't quit in the middle.
And you guys, in this business, what I love, we can earn what doctors earn in this business and more. This business can be, I dropped out of college. I don't have any special talents. I don't have any special skills. I'm not intelligent and all these things. Like, I just decided one day that I was going to work hard and change my life. You guys can do that too. This can happen for you. Just put the time in. Put the time in.
I think it was Rachel Pence at SFR this past year in Utah. I'm almost certain, but don't quote me. But she said, you wouldn't quit on your best day. Don't quit on your worst day.
That's right.
Like, that hits hard, right? Like, you're not going to give up when you're doing good. Why would you give up when things start to get hard or slow down for yourself? You just have to work a little bit harder. It'll get back to where it needs to be, promise.
Yeah.
But you don't want to give up or slow yourself down from doing what you normally would do. It should actually drive you to do it harder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Decide now that when an obstacle presents itself, that you're going to work your way through that obstacle somehow. And when me doing those presentations has had me reflecting a lot, because first of all, it just makes me want to go under the bathroom and puke, just speaking in front of 500 people. But anyways, that's another story. But that's why I look like a hot mess tonight too. My husband has heard my speech, I'm not kidding you, probably 30 times, and I change it every day. So but one thing I was thinking about, I was reflecting over, I've been with Scentsy for 12 years. And so one of the questions was like, what has got you where you are today? And I look back and I've tried a little bit of this, and I try a little bit of this, and I try a little bit of this, and then it like all comes together eventually. It's not one thing, you guys. It's like, I've done some home parties, I've done some events, and I went back over all my recruits. 85% of my recruits were either hostesses or customers. They already love the products, right? So that's where I say, that's where you need to start when you start inviting people into join your team. Like, wow, I get excited. I get so excited when somebody wants to join my team. This business has changed my life. I want this business to change their life. And that's the amazing part of this business is like, why would you not want to invite people into this business? This is an incredible business. We have quality products. We can't even have a 24-hour flash sale because our products sell out. Like, what? That's how popular Scentsy is. You got to get excited about it. You got to get that passion about it. This is an amazing opportunity. Take advantage of it. All right. Any other thoughts, questions? Oh,
I
Carrie,
want to say
go ahead.
something real quick. Monica's son today posted on Facebook, maybe it was today, I don't know. He said, Rome was not built, and we all know this, Rome was not built in a day, it was built every day. And it was like, whoa. I mean, we all know that, but it just seeing that, it was like, that is so right. And Kyle, I know exactly how you feel. I've been kind of like that too, but this right here helps making yourself accountable and getting on these. And yeah, it does. So I appreciate this a lot.
Carrie Lee, I just almost fell off my chair.
Oh,
Talk
absolutely.
about Rome and my thing, because I went to the Colosseum and I read about how it was built. And I have it all here in my notes.
Yeah.
You didn't, Martha, you didn't see Kilton's post today?
No.
And
Yeah. He said that
Carrie
today.
Lee, oh, sorry, Carrie Lee, Stephen messaged me like an hour before this, and I was like, yeah, my fever's returned. I'm not sure. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I can make the decision not to be here, or I can make the decision to be here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. that's
I
And
could
that
right.
lay-
decision is your decision, and you
right.
made the right decision.
I could lay in bed and be miserable, or I can feel less miserable doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You
and
probably-
I
you
also
probably feel
had one of
better.
my, I had one of my teamies today, because I've started creating the group chat. So I do it I'm doing it at 6 o'clock on Tuesdays before we do this. So I create it. So now I have this reminder in my phone, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that. So, and she messaged me and said that she was sorry she couldn't get on Tuesday nights on the live, and she had to work. No, they were going to church or something anyway. But so then that they are paying attention, and whether they're on the live or not, you're still putting something out there. So, and that's part of this daily method of operation, is showing up in that group. I mean, I'm pretty consistent with a whole lot of things on here. I pretty much do it anyway, but I don't just sit down and mark them off. That's my
And Carrie, that's okay.
bad anyway.
That's okay. It's become a habit. That's the amazing
Yeah.
thing about, you don't have to, like, it's become a
Yeah.
habit for you. And I do that a lot of times. I don't necessarily sit and check everything off every single day. But like I said, I can do it from anywhere because I know exactly what I need to do. Right.
And one way to rein that in, Carrie, what I don't know how clear I made that when I started. I meant to really drive that point home, but the 25 people, the list of people that I mentioned y'all to write down,
Mhm.
that you felt like I would love for them to be a customer or a maybe even a consultant one day for me on my team. I'd love to work with them one day. That list of people, you want to use that list alongside your DMO and make sure it's those, you're hitting those same people with commenting on their posts, relating with them, engaging in conversation, because they're on your hot list. They're in your focus.
And in the
Not just
spirit,
randomly. I mean, you don't want to just randomly, like you commented on this person's post and you never commented on them again for another year. And then you commented tomorrow on 5 other people's and you don't ever comment or message them in another year. You want to have your core group of people that you're working on with this algorithm thing and with the engagement and the connection.
and in the spirit of shifting perspective, I did not mean sit here and be less miserable. I meant sit here and be inspired.
I hope you were inspired tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Dallas says she has a daily reminder set on her phone that notifies her that Rome was not built in a day. Yep, that is good.
It was built every
True.
day.
It took them 6 to 8 years to build the Colosseum, and it was one brick at a time.
Having y'all in my Facebook feed daily is inspiration, because it's uplifting positive energy. It's not just the Scentsy stuff that we're sharing. It's
Mhm. Yes,
joy.
yes, yep. All righty. Any other thoughts, comments before we go? All righty. Well, I enjoyed chatting with you guys tonight. These weekly Zooms are making a huge difference, and I appreciate you guys. And get started on the DMO And I want to see your results in the BYOB group, please. Let's share our results in there because that inspires other people. When you inspire somebody else, you're going to be blessed. I trust you. Trust me. All right. Talk to you guys later.
See y'all.